Scorpio Sun and Rising. Welcome to your October 2024 Astro Update. It's Raina here. So October has fewer transits than September. I saw something in the corner of my eye. I was looking out the window and there was like a deer and its, child or whatever you call it, a doe. And, we're in a season right now where they're coming out, and I live in the suburbs of Chicago, so it's not like I'm living on the prairie or something. But anyway, so on the 2nd of October, we have a solar eclipse at 10 degrees of Libra. If you're listening in September, this may be something that you're feeling already. It depends on the individual, obviously. Even after this date, you may 6 weeks later have whatever this is going to be for you come to pass. And eclipses are not the same as, in this case, it would be a new moon, a powerful new moon, but it wouldn't be like a regular new moon, and neither is a lunar eclipse like a regular full moon. Not only is the energy heightened, but it's also less about what you initiate, or in the case of the full moon, it could be what you let go of, and more about what you're willing to allow yourself to be led into and to be led to let go of. And in other words, it's like accepting destiny. And I personally believe that we still are exercising free will at a higher level when it comes to destiny. Just my feeling about it, I feel that we plan out some of the important events of our life, and certainly eclipses can be that for us. They can have a karmic connection. This solar eclipse actually is within several degrees of the South Node transing in Libra. So it is kind of like, and this is in your 12th house, so that also has the karmic connection. So I feel like whatever it is that you might find that is beginning for you that may have a spiritual flavor to it, it also is some sort of goodbye. It's also some sort of chapter closing. The 12th house is the last house. So it can be some kind of ending of a major cycle for you. In terms of what you may initiate, it might be something that has to do with the spiritual. Now, the 12th house can be escapism, and Karl Marx called religion the opiate of the masses. Even though religion and spirituality are not necessarily synonymous, they do have similar themes of wanting to transcend the mundane. And the 12th house is that area of transcendence, and therefore that's one of the reasons why I think that it's the house of addiction. And I'm talking about substance abuse in particular, because people that have serious substance abuse problems, they can be looking to merge with God or to get back to that womb state. I think I heard like a heroin addict talk about, compare it to being in the womb or something. And the 12th house is the womb before the birth in the first house. So this is about positive. It's a solar eclipse. So kind of that more of that masculine, that yang energy, which is can do, which is taking, actual action. And so this would be something that is more productive or wholesome, that is connected with spirituality, grounded, not pie in the sky, not delusional or escapism, but actual desire, like constructive, to be able to make a difference in your life and other people's lives. And actually the 6th house when we have oppositions from the 6th to the 12th house, it is about that, trying to find that sweet spot between living in the world but not of it, basically. On the 9th, Jupiter goes retrograde at 21 degrees of Gemini. And this, for you, is your 8th house. Well, guess what? You know what that house is, right, Scorpio? That's your house in astrology. So Jupiter has been transiting through here since May. And now, how many months later? 7 months later? I don't know. May, June, July, August, September, October. No, less than that. It's actually 5 months. But this is a time when, in that 8th house, there may be opportunities to revisit, because Jupiter is the great benefic planet. So as much as a retrograde is something that people would rather not have, when it's in Jupiter, even when it's retrograding, it can still bless you. So this can be in the form of other people's money. Maybe this is an investment that you kind of, like cryptocurrency even, because 8th house is so cryptic, that you kind of reneged on or said no thanks, and you can, make out very well, because Jupiter can be wealth, at this time. Maybe you get some kind of offer to invest or something, or there's some will that you thought you were not going to be able to participate in or partake in, and now you find out that you can. Again, this is, Jupiter can be your philosophy of life, what your values are, your ethics. And in the 8th house, this is really important because you had that solar eclipse in the 12th. Jupiter is the ruler of the 9th house in Sag, and that to me is the more conventional types of religion, the organized systems, the dogma. The 8th house and the 12th house to me are like kind of the wild, wild west of spirituality, where it's more directed by the individual to what they want to bring into their reality. So you may be like kind of questioning this, especially if you grew up in something, like if you're a fundamentalist or a Catholic and you had like drilled into you certain things. Maybe in some cases with the fundamentalists, that these things like astrology and the tarot and channeling are wrong and evil. And yet maybe you have talent there and you're like, kind of like, what do I believe? My personal opinion is it can be, I'm not one of those people that's saying, these people suck and they're wrong 100%. No, I think they have a point that you have to proceed very cautiously with these things, because really you're giving it that sort of respect that it deserves. You're not just doing it unconsciously. And I think that's very important. On the 11th, Pluto, one of your rulers, goes direct at 29 degrees of Capricorn. And that is your 3rd house of communication, your mind. So Pluto has been retrograde here. Wow, have you been meditating? That seems like that would be a no-brainer, pardon the pun, activity for somebody who is who has Pluto retrograde here. But it could be psychoanalysis, and maybe you got some therapist, but it could very well be shadow work, just really starting to hold yourself accountable for even like what you say. Maybe you've said some very cutting things that, some of you that have Mercury and Scorpio, you may say mean things when you're mad, being vengeful, the lower vibration that I would attribute to your sign. And then you might regret it. I don't know. Those of you who have Mercury in Libra will tend to be more diplomatic, although I know somebody who's a Scorpio has Mercury in Libra, and that ain't true. So don't think that it's going to be true 100% of the time. Or if it's in Sag, you may unintentionally hurt somebody with your speech. But something may cause you to kind of like really reflect on your mind, your communication, even like social media. Maybe that has been problematic for you in some way. Maybe you've done a media fast. I don't know. But now Pluto is direct, and it will be going back into your fourth house in November, like around the 19th of November. By the way, the third house can be your neighbors, can be your siblings. So Pluto retrograde here could have made you kind of like reflect upon any kind of power struggles you're having with some of these people. Like, why is it happening on my end, not on their end? Even if they are instigating something, what have I bought into that they are doing? On the 13th, Mercury, speaking of that influence, goes into Scorpio, your sign. So you are aligned with the way that you speak. Well, isn't that ironic that 2 days earlier, or maybe synchronistic is a better way of putting it, that 2 days earlier, the house of Mercury, you had Pluto go direct there. So you may feel more empowered, both verbally and mentally, in terms of like making your thoughts work for you rather than against you, as well as your speech. And any kind of communication you have online. Some of you likely have a need for being online. Maybe you have an online business or a bricks and mortar business, but you use the internet for drumming up new business, getting the word out. And you want to be the most powerful. You don't want to fritter away your energy on something that you don't feel is leading to anywhere good. On the 17th, Venus goes into Sagittarius. So this is your second house, cha-ching, because this is the house that Venus rules. So this can be attracting money to you at this time for the next few weeks. And on the same day, the full moon is at 24 degrees of Aries, which is in your sixth house of work. These two events could be related because the full moon in the sixth could bring a promotion. Venus in the second house could bring money from a promotion, otherwise known as a raise. Well, you don't always get promoted when you get a raise, but yeah. This can also be heightened self-esteem, like you really love yourself more. Venus is about love and harmony, and the second house can be self-worth. So you may be boosting your sense of self-love. And on the 22nd, the sun goes into your sign. So for sure, this can be a time, this is your solar return period. So this is very powerful. While you have, these Libra planets, it's in your 12th house, and that can be the house that is the house of solitude and maybe hibernation for some people. You might even feel physically, while the sun is in the 12th, feel physically drained or less than vibrant, and then you come back up to life again. Okay, Scorpio, that's what I have for you. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, please look at my package deals. The one that I'm promoting the most, which I think Scorpio would really resonate with, is the deep dive reading, which is an hour of natal chart analysis and an hour of transits for the next 12 months for a special price. And that is especially relevant for people who are having their solar returns in this time frame, because then you can look at the types of the transits that are coming up for you in the next 12 months as you have your solar return, the new moon in Scorpio, which is happens to be, interestingly enough, on the Day of the Dead, November 1st. And that is a new cycle when it's in your first house. And so that's for a special price, because these readings I sell separately. And I also have other package deals, as well as love readings, career, life path readings, and other things that you can check out at the link below. Thank you for listening. Take care. Bye.